GTA 5, one of the largest video games ever made. It's massive because of its player count, massive because of its budget and revenue, and undoubtedly massive because of its world, with elements like sandy shores, Palito Bay, Grapeseed, Chumash, but at the heart of all of that is Los Santos. It truly is a city that feels alive and in which Rockstar has put a lot of detail and effort into its making. It really does feel alive with all the NPCs going about on their day. But one day I began to question how many people live in Los Santos? And this was probably a question no one has ever had any interest into it. But me, a gamer and a geography enjoyer, I was quite keen to find that out. So the first way I tried to tackle this question was by looking it up on the internet. On GTA fandom page it says that Los Santos population is 4 million, as it is a parody of real life Los Angeles, which almost has a population of 4 million. But I want to find an actual population of the city, which is in GTA 5. And the city doesn't look like it could fit 4 million people, as it is way smaller by its area than real life Los Angeles. Also, I don't know how much I could trust the website, as it said that Los Santos has appeared in GTA 5 and GTA Online, but there is no mention of GTA San Andreas. So my next idea was to look for information across the map, as there is a welcome sign in Sandy Shores which says the exact estimated population of the town. Sadly, I wasn't able to find any information about the population of the city on the map. In fact, I couldn't even find a single Welcome to Los Santos sign, which gave me a weird Mandela effect. Then again, I could have just assumed that the population of Los Santos is the player count, but that wouldn't really be fair, as also the city doesn't look like it could really fit more than 120 million players. And also we're talking about Los Santos as a city from design point, the way Rockstar made it. How many people could live in such a city that they designed? Then I thought of a much more precise method how to estimate the population. First, I roughly calculated the area which is taken up by Los Santos, as it doesn't have any set borders. Then, assuming that Los Santos is truly a parody of real-life Los Angeles, I took the population density of Los Angeles and multiplied it by the area of Los Santos. In the result, I got the population of Los Santos from this method is 66,364. In my opinion, this sounds a little bit more believable than the 4 million. But I wasn't satisfied yet, as it didn't seem that precise of a method, so I wanted to go deeper. I decided to do what no one else has done before. I decided to map the entire city by its residential areas, and then map it again by the density of those residential areas. For that, I had to assume borders of Los Santos, as previously I said, there are no welcome signs or no signs saying that you're entering or exiting Los Santos. So I took the borders as places where there are no more continuous buildings around the roads. Then I would map the entire city, splitting it between 3 types of population density: high, medium, and low. As low density residential areas, I took any single detached housing up to 3 stories tall. As medium, I took any apartment buildings from 3 to 6 stories tall. And for high, I took any single apartment building that is even taller. Also, I found out information from official government website that in the US estimates of population, they also include those who live in hotels. So similar terms also apply to those. On Law Insider website, I found some information about the different population densities in different kinds of housing, from which I took my 3 set low, medium, and high densities. From this website, I calculated the average densities of low, high, and medium densities which I set. Now all I needed to do was do some scouting in GTA 5. For vehicle I chose the Luxo, as I thought it's like low speed and it can hover pretty well. So I went to GTA Online and I did my research there. In this next segment of the video, I will explain how was my scouting of the area, and how I also found some areas which I didn't even know existed in Los Santos, even after my 800-hour playtime of the game. If you want to skip this part, it's completely okay. You can skip right after the segment on the YouTube time bar. But anyways, here we go. First, I crossed out the obvious territories where no one was living. These included the airport area, the cargo bay, the casino up in the north, and some stadiums. I found out an interesting thing which I didn't knew before, that actually the whole airport area, same as the cargo area, is on an island, because there is a very thin river which crosses it off of the mainland. After crossing those out, I went for the first area which was in my sight, which was the area below the casino area. There I found out that there's a fire station in which you can actually enter inside. You can't go and walk in there, but you can see the garage and it's fully open. After scouting throughout the entire eastern side of Los Santos, I was shocked to find out that there are so little civilian homes. It's like an industrial area, because the entirety of it's just filled with some kind of warehouses or factories, and there are only few buildings, in one of which is living Lester Crest, one of our very well-known characters, who wouldn't stop calling me. Going a little bit more to the west, I found out that there's this place called Textile City. I must have gone through here before, I could swear, but I've never noticed that it's an entire market selling textile. And very near the Textile City, there's an entire mural painted on a wall. It really made me appreciate how much detail did Rockstar truly put into making this world. By the time when I got to the Rich Man district in the northwest of the city, I found out that actually there's an entire university campus, which I hadn't previously noticed. It truly just amazed me how I still haven't found those places. Some other interesting things which I found out is that every single Fleeca bank that I ran into had an actually built-in interior, which was inaccessible. Well, maybe unless with some kind of GTA under the map glitch, I guess. And also, I only now found out that there's a IKEA parody in GTA universe called Crapia. Then, after some 3 to 4 hours of work, I was finally done. And here's the map that I came up with. And here's a better version of it. Now all that I had to do was to just calculate the actual population of Los Santos. First, I calculated how big is 1 pixel from the GTA 5 maps image which I used, and then all I needed to do was to count how many pixels is each color colored into the map. Luckily, I found this website which counts pixels for me. It was quite good as I didn't have to do it myself. Only problem was that the pixels weren't sorted in any single order, so I literally had to go through the whole list to find the actual pixel count. Other than that, the website's pretty cool, so there's a link in the description for that in case if you also want to try it or use it. Also, if you really do end up using this website, then I really recommend using a PNG instead of a JPEG, as I tried JPEG file at first, but for some unforsaken reason, the solid colors, which all were just one color, one tone, were made into different kinds of tones of that color. I have no idea why this is happening, and I have no idea why anyone would ever want to use a JPEG, as PNG is a way superior picture format. So the green pixel count was 271,981, yellow was 138,423, and blue was 81,843. So now all I had to do was to calculate the area. So first, on the map it showed that there's a line which says that it's 475 meters long. I measured it that it is 203 pixels long, which means that 1 pixel is around 2.339 meters. Then I calculated how much area does 1 pixel take, and I ended up that 1 pixel is around 5.475 square meters, which is around 0.001353 acres. So that means that the low population density area is around 367.9903 acres, medium population density area is around 187.2863 acres, but high density population area is around 110.7336 acres. So that gives us the conclusive result that in low density areas there are around 6,440 people, in medium density areas 6,237 people, and in high density areas 8,859 people, which all summed up gives us the total population of 21,536, which is very little. So that got me thinking that these results, they can't be right. Like, what's the possibility that this large city, this large map, has that many people living there? But then I thought about it. And it could be possible because, honestly, in all of Los Santos, there's a relatively small area for detached housing. And detached housing is the type of housing which provides the most population in any city in United States. And also the city is way tinier than LA by area. But then again, it could be impossible, because my personal guess would be that the population is around from 100 to 200,000. Also, I might have made few mistakes, or maybe a lot of mistakes in calculations, because I'm no mathematician. I'm just a geography enjoyer. And also, this is kind of a horrible method, which is based on a lot of assumptions. And there are a lot of factors that could come into the calculations, all the scouting, all that I've done so far. So, is this the true population of Los Santos? Well, I don't know. Nobody will ever probably know the true population, unless Rockstar decides to tell us. But at the moment, it's up to anyone to decide. In my opinion, 21,536 is way more accurate than 5 or 4 million. So I'm gonna just let you choose what's more accurate. And also, like, what are your thoughts about it? If you want to, you can leave your suggestions in the comments below. I would love to read them. I would also love to hear some judgment about my calculation errors and all that, because I am not perfect, so please correct me. So maybe I could do an updated video in the future where I do everything the same but only improve on everything. And honestly, who cares? Like, I'm not even a YouTuber, like, this is just a fun little project. Probably this video is gonna be viewed by me and my mom, most likely. So I'm just gonna leave it there. So if anyone just wants to enjoy the game, they can just enjoy the game without knowing all this useless information. But hey, at least I contributed something to humanity. Maybe.